How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The last 26 hours have been great for cryptocurrency, and we have a big event happening in about 4 days or so. Bloomberg is calling that something big is going to happen. I want to talk about that. Also talk about some big flows off of exchanges, some good news for cryptocurrency holders that you might not know about, and some big events that are happening today and tomorrow. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video. If you want a hat to show how much you love Bitcoin, there's a link to this right under the description before the comments. Check it out. Also, if you want to know what I'm buying and selling, because I have been buying stocks in crypto pretty consistently over the last few years, and they've done extremely well as of this year. Definitely check out the link to the Patreon underneath the video. Now, as you can see, the crypto market has done actually pretty well over the last 25 or 26 hours. Now, the 24 hours, just a little bit red because this happened yesterday where Bitcoin spiked up. But overall, it's been a great couple days in crypto land. Now, I will say Bitcoin dominance does seem to be going up. You can see Bitcoin in the last 24 hours down about 0.8%, but a lot of other cryptos down even more than that. Cardano, Dogecoin, XRP, BNB all down 2 to 5%. And they didn't go up as much as Bitcoin either. So Bitcoin dominance is moving up. We do have some news that came in today that is causing the market, I think, to be a little bit excited. Job growth is actually slowing in August from the expected 195,000 jobs to 177,000 jobs. So this is the slightly bad news is good news scenario for the market. We also have news that the U.S. second quarter economic growth, or GDP, was revised lower to 2.1% from 2.4%. So again, just one of those situations where there's less of a chance that we're going to have the Fed raising rates if we have some less explosive economic data coming in. Now, we do have PCE coming tomorrow, a big inflation gauge for the Fed. So I would be on the lookout for that. That is going to be something that you have to pay attention to because that's going to drive the markets probably Thursday and Friday going into the long weekend because it is Labor Day weekend here in the US. Now, Glassnode updated Bybit wallets and now has 37K back on exchanges. Yesterday, roughly 200 million of Bitcoin was withdrawn and all pretty much coming from Binance. That's a huge, huge withdrawal. Biggest withdrawal from Binance since June. Now, maybe part of the reason for that is because of what came out yesterday. A lot of people didn't see this because of the news that came out about Grayscale, but SEC's secret Binance court filings have observers bracing for bad news. The SEC late Monday filed a sealed motion in its case against Binance that includes more than 35 exhibits. So we know that the SEC and Binance are going at each other in court. On Monday, in the court docket for its case against Binance, the SEC submitted a sealed motion which lets it file sensitive or confidential information without revealing the contents publicly. Now, that's pretty interesting. This is a rare move, John Reed Stark says, a former SEC official who now runs a consulting firm, posted on X. After all, it's in the public interest to know and understand the SEC's use of taxpayer dollars, and the U.S. SEC wants its messages heard loud and clear to deter future security violations. So he explained there are two different reasons this could be happening. It's trying to avoid interfering with a criminal investigation at the U.S. Department of Justice, which we've heard rumors about, or the SEC is worried about putting a witness or company at risk. Obviously, both those could deter them from doing this. Now, this rarely happens. In almost 20 years in the SEC Enforcement Division, including 11 years as chief of the SEC's Office of Internet Enforcement, our team worked on and led a broad range of SEC investigations, which involved parallel US DOJ investigation and lots of legislation. And I can't recall ever seeking to file a motion or any other court document under seal. So this is unprecedented. This could be why we're starting to see large outflows continuing from Binance. Now, I am very cautious about keeping any crypto on an exchange. A lot of people get mad at me in the comments for flooding Binance, but I think it's my job to try to bring the information to you, no matter who it is, and no matter if it's good or bad. I'm just here to to bring relevant information to you that could help you save money or make money in the financial markets. Now, Bloomberg, speaking of making money, Bloomberg Intelligence believes spot Bitcoin ETF could launch this week in the US. According to Bloomberg Intelligence, the highly anticipated launch of a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in the United States could occur before Labor Day. The entity said that the SEC is expected to respond to several applications from BlackRock, Bitwise, WisdomTree, VanEck, and Invesco in the following days. The agency has the option to approve, reject, or delay the filings. More clarity before this week's end. We have a lot of them coming over the following days. So as you can see here, BlackRock is the second. So 3 days from now on Saturday, but Bitwise is Friday, and then we have a couple other on Saturday as well. I would not be surprised to see these pushed back, but they are saying on Bloomberg that there's a chance that we could see them by the end of this week. Now, a couple other people from Bloomberg said that they're upping their odds to 75% of spot Bitcoin ETF launching this year, 95% chance by the end of next year. While we factored Grayscale's win into our previous 65% odds, the unanimity and decisiveness of ruling was beyond expectation and leaves SEC with very little wiggle room. Keep in mind, the SEC still can reject the ETF, the Grayscale ETF, but they need to come up with some new reason, some better reason than what they had before. So this is not for sure going to happen. It probably won't happen this week. I'm just setting your expectations low, but there is a chance that could happen Friday, Saturday, maybe even Sunday. We could get a decision, but I would just be careful. I'd be careful about any belief thinking that we're going to get that real soon. I would kind of set yourself up to be ready for another drop in the market because you don't want to be buying on green days. Rec Capital says if you FOMO on a green day, you won't have enough ammo to FOMO on a red day. If you must FOMO, choose a red day, which I think is pretty good advice. If you're worried that you don't have enough Bitcoin, wait for another big red day, some piece of FUD, and then buy. Don't worry about whether it's going to go lower. Just take that opportunity to buy. Even if it's just a little bit, just DCA a bit. I think that's the best way forward. And I think that's what most people should do instead of just buying when there's a good piece of news and then having it fall down 3 or 4%, then realizing, I probably should have waited. Now, something really interesting I just noticed, I was looking at Bitcoin addresses. The amount of dormant Bitcoin in 2021 exploded. And this only goes to June of 2021. So we have about 2 years that's not included in here. But you can just see a huge amount of Bitcoin. I mean, we're talking 15 million Bitcoin just dormant. And some people actually have these keys. Some will be taken out, but you can see a lot of accounts like this one, or a lot of wallets, they added back in 2011 and then just never added or took anything out. Now, you'll see a lot of deposits, but they're very small. I mean, we're talking about $2, $20. So I'm not even sure what this is. Looks like just some reoccurring payment that's made into there, but nothing's ever been taken out. So this is part of the reason Bitcoin, in my opinion, will go up pretty quickly in the next cycle. We have a lot of dormant Bitcoin, and we also have a lot of people accumulating Bitcoin. In March 2020, Coinbase held over 1 million BTC. Now it has dropped over 50% to 439,000 BTC. So exchanges are being drained. Spot Bitcoin ETF approval will mean that a lot of people will be able to invest in very simple ways with lower fees than something like Grayscale, and the price action will be more similar. I think a lot of people will be buying this in retirement accounts, holding long term, taking more Bitcoin off exchanges, causing the price to go up dramatically. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video, though. I think now's not a time to FOMO in. Right? Just continue whatever you're planning on doing. And then, if we get another capitulation day, I think that's a great time to be buying. Now, we might have that in just a few days. If people get hyped up thinking that SEC is going to have to approve these ETFs this week, they don't have to approve them. But if that happens and then we see a sell-off, maybe that's a good time to be DCAing. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. Thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe underneath the video to see future videos just like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.